Hey Storybakers, welcome to the first ever Storybake vlog. I hope you and yours had a wonderful Thanksgiving last week. So, why vlogging? Well, I actually didn't plan to do any vlogs for Storybake. My release plan was originally going to alternate video essays with live Q&As and have 4 video releases every month. But turns out production takes a while, so I'm going to shift the release schedule to every other week till we build up some viewership. And hopefully folks will dig that. The vlogs are going to be a little more laid back than the video essays. I'm not doing anything fancy here. This is just me and you, and I hope to see the comments open up to some conversation. At the end of the day, Storybake is about you guys. It's about this social gathering that celebrates storytelling, and I want to see that become a regular part of what the channel is. This week I'm talking about 5 inspirations that helped define what Storybake is. I think it's important to give back and thank those who came before you and paved the way, and that's exactly what I'd like to do in this video. So let's just dive into it. Right off the bat is Myst and Riven. I remember the first time I saw Myst was when I was a kid, and I spotted the CD-ROM box on the top shelf of my uncle's closet. I was way too short to reach it, but after my uncle went off to college and I got older, I got that box down and found this beautiful journal inside. It had all these notes and drawings he had done, but there was no game disc to go with it. So I kind of forgot about Myst. Then, years later, I was visiting some family in Pennsylvania, and we stopped at a thrift store. And lo and behold, right by the front door, they had Myst. And from that point forward, I was obsessed. In fact, my first ever Barnes & Noble purchase was the Myst Reader. I loved every bit of that book. In a nutshell, Myst and Riven has inspired every creative endeavor I've ever been a part of. I often think, man, if I was half as good as the writers at Scion, I'd be alright. And hopefully that will ring true in the course of time. Next is Matt Guyon, aka BandGeek8408, here on YouTube. As a perfect segue from Myst, I first discovered Matt's channel in 2009 after he did a review of the Book of Atris. At first, the reason I stuck with Matt's channel is because he reminded me so much of one of my cousins. He looks similar, he has a similar meter to his voice, and Matt's content is really great on top of that. But where Matt inspired Storybake is in growing my understanding of what storytelling is. See, I used to be obsessed with allegory. I used to try and fit allegory into everything I wrote.
I and my king deserve the knowledge of the ram because we seek the treasures of the past. Surely you can understand my thinking. The knowledge of the past for my king, and the riches of ages for myself. He shall guard the ancient cave no more.
Fantastic work then, good knight. The kingdom is very proud of you today. Lock him up.
What? Why are you doing this? Where are you taking me?
You didn't think I could let you have all the glory of finding the ram, did you? Nobody in my kingdom can have fame higher than the king. Off you go.
But I...
Long live King Nuclear! Long live King Nuclear!
No, you can't! No! No! No!
My obsession with allegory finally broke in 2012 after Matt did a video about character perspectives.
I mean, in a book, all you really have to do in order to tell us what your character is thinking is tell us what your character is thinking. You write, I decided that I would like a nice slice of pie, and it's really not too hard to figure out that the main character wants a piece of pie.
Silly though it may be, those pie comparisons clicked with me. And it was then that I realized I didn't have to force allegory into everything. I could just develop characters and leave the interpretation to the audience. Matt's pie euphemisms forever changed my perspective on storytelling, and for that, I am immensely grateful. Next is Jesse Coder of Coded Lock Films. I discovered Jesse's channel through Matt's work, and he's the person who has influenced Storybake's format more than anyone else. The editing on his videos is super clean and professional, and watching his channel gave me a spatial sense for how to edit my videos. Which, I mean, makes sense. Jesse's a graphic designer. He knows how the sauce is cooked. And I hope over time that my content here reflects just how much his editing impacted this channel. Next influencer is Jeffrey Thorne. Jeffrey is a writer and former actor. You might have seen his work on Leverage, The Librarians, or at Marvel Comics. Jeffrey has a mantra he preaches all the time on Twitter. Make new things. The phrase is simple and easy to understand. Make new things. I'd be a liar if I said that seeing him repeat that refrain isn't what convinced me to take on this project. Storybake is not just something I pulled out of my hat. The project started in June, took months of prep, plenty of startup costs, and I'm still learning as I go. It's honestly quite daunting. And if it wasn't for Jeffrey's refrain being drilled into my head, this channel probably wouldn't exist. Last but certainly not least is the Nerdwriter. Evan's channel introduced me to the video essay format, and showed me the possibilities there. I've been podcasting and blogging for years now, and my blogs have never really found an audience because reading takes time, and most people's time is short. But video essays are different. You can have them play in the background while you work, watch them while commuting, and so on. And it comes with the benefit of not being as attention-consuming or as long as a podcast. In a nutshell, they're the best of both worlds. It's why they're exploding in popularity on YouTube. And while I have so much more planned for Storybake than just video essays, they're going to be a core pillar of what I do here. So that's the 5 biggest inspirations for Storybake. There are, of course, tons more, including my writing mentors, my family, my friends, and so on. But I'll save all that for a future video. In the meantime, gear up, because I have a new video essay coming in 2 weeks. Yeah. Here's a little teaser for you. Bam! Whoa! Sup there, Tony? How you doing, man? I can't even do that without laughing. Make some guesses about the next video's topic down in the comments, and I'll select my favorite as this video's pinned comment. How about that? Alright, enough rambling from me. Until we meet again, happy story baking. I'll see y'all next time.